So apparently it is incredibly difficult to get a phone or a camera propped up mid-air without a very tall tripod to be able to view a whiteboard, so I can explain to you how best to set up your macros for fat loss. So I'm going to make do with this, because even though it's going to be very bad, and then we're going to move from showing you the fucking ridiculously high tripod that I've made, which is going to make you laugh in the first place, and showing you the whiteboard so you can actually see what's on it. So what I'm probably going to do is have two screens for this video, one being the whiteboard at all times, and one being the finished whiteboard, and one being me talking about what I'm writing on the whiteboard that you can't really see. So I'm going to make it as big as possible to try and make it really understandable, and in the meantime, ready for my next whiteboard video, because these are going to be fucking cool. Hopefully they'll educate you a little bit on what to do for diet and training. I'll get something better in place. This is going to be up on the wall properly, but I've only just realised I'm actually staying here now, so I'm not moving out like planned. That fell through, so I'm now staying at home, so I'm going to get a few things in place, including this up on the wall and a better camera with a big tall tripod, so I can make these videos fucking sick for you. But yeah, how to work out your macros for fat loss. So I feel like I'm back at school again. Like I had to do this when I was at university. I need to stop waffling. So yeah, how to set up your macros for fat loss. So this is obviously incredibly dependent on each person. So I'm not going to give you a definitive number right now that you can go away with and work with, but what I can do is guide you in a direction that's going to be better than where you're probably already at the moment. So with that being said, I'm going to give you like a range that has been used in a study by a guy who's more intelligent than me. So we're going to work off that range, and then we're going to go from there. But if you already know your maintenance calorie intake, then go with that. Ignore everything I'm about to say in the next few minutes. Your maintenance calorie intake is obviously where you're going to work from to create the deficit that you need for the fat loss to happen. So you will see weight loss, or fat loss is the thing we're looking for here, from an energy deficit, right? So therefore, this means you are burning more calories than you are actually eating on a daily basis. Okay, so that's fat loss. So whether you believe in that or not, that's science and that's real and that's fucking the truth. Okay, so anyone who you follow who has like a science-based background, their results will be based on the fact that they implement that, and their results will be fucking awesome. Whereas people who you listen to advice from who don't actually use science, and actually, well, they use science, but they use products to make it sound like they use science, like for example like a shake diet or Weight Watchers or any form of diet. They're all trying to basically establish an energy deficit by different ways that you buy into as a product, right? Whereas I'm just trying to say it as this is what the reality is. You can do it in this way, which is normal, but it's not normal. Like calorie counting isn't really normal, is it? That's an abnormal thing to do. But if you want to see great fat loss and you want to change your body in a really positive way, then it's something that you kind of need to do initially to understand nutrition better. Then once you can do that, then you don't really need to track anymore, because you're in a position where you know what's going in your body, because you understand nutrition. However, with that being said, as you get better results, the bar always seems to fucking move, which means you're going to want better results, which is normally a result of better tracking and better nutrition and better consistency. So yeah, this isn't like me saying tracking calories is the only way, because it is not. And I'm not saying that's a healthy way of doing things. I'm just saying it fucking works, and if you want to imply it, and if you want to do the things that I'm doing with my clients and getting great results with, then this is what we do, and I'm trying to make it as flexible, enjoyable and sustainable as possible, and this is what I've found to be the best way. Like before I didn't like calorie counting. For me it was like too anal, but then I realised that dieting isn't fucking normal anyway. But if you want exceptionally good results, it has to become part of your day. Like diet is huge. If you're not dieting, you're just training, your results are going to be shit. Diet is massive. Diet is literally the game changer. So with that being said, I'm going to stop ranting. I'm going to try and show you a few bits of knowledge here that you can go and apply to your diet, and you'll start seeing results straight away. So maintenance intake is going to be your body weight. If you don't know what it is already, then you need to find it. So to find it, we're going to go with a range first, okay? So Lyle McDonald, much cleverer than me, he give a range for what your maintenance intake could be, or should be, or is around, okay? So you might find that it's completely out, and if it is, this is where your data and your feedback gives you that, obviously tells you what it is, tells you what you need to know. But maintenance intake is going to be your body weight, okay? So here I'm going to put BW, meaning body weight, times, I don't know why I put an equals there, Jack, messing up already, between 14 and 16. So can you see that? Yeah, you can. You actually can. So I need to walk quite slowly around here because my camera is balancing on like I'll show you in a minute. So let's say, for example, I haven't even got a calculator, so this could become very difficult. Let's say, for example, you weigh 200 pounds. And we're going to times it by the middle one because 15, because that's easy for me to work out. So that equals, times 15 equals 3,000 calories. So that would be for someone who's fairly active, right? So that would be your maintenance calorie intake. 2,000 calories, no, 3,000 calories for a 200 pounds person who's moderately active. This is based on quite active people. So if you're someone who's not very active, then this number can be reduced, right? So for example, times 200 pounds by 12, and that'll give you a better reflection on what your maintenance intake could be. But then you're only going to figure out what your maintenance intake is by actually going out there and following a diet that actually, and being consistent with it. And then you can get an understanding of what your body does, what the scale will show you, and then you can understand where you're at with regards to your energy balance, which is kind of key, right? But don't overthink it, just literally make a start. That's the thing that I'm trying to encourage you to do here. And hopefully this will give you the kick up the arse to go and do that. So with that being said, we're going to reduce that number by 10% to create the deficit that we need for fat loss. So you can go straight off the bat and go for a maintenance intake and then see what your body does, which would be great because you're initially just starting to track calories. So this in itself is a skill that you need to develop, right? So going in at maintenance wouldn't be a problem, but if you want to go in straight away and just see some fat loss straight away, which everyone kind of wants to do, then the recommended amount I would recommend would be to take away between 5 and 10%. Because that's all you need. People who take bigger deficits are the people that can't stick to their diets. So initially make it small, ideally 5, but obviously you want results fast, so let's go with 10, but any more than that isn't necessary. Unless you go on the scales daily after you're starting your diet and you notice that they don't actually budge at all, then you need to realise that either you need to increase your output, your activity levels, so you burn more calories, or you need to reduce the amount of food that you're actually eating. This is how the body works, this is how we lose weight, okay? So, with that being said, we're going to go with 3,000 calories minus 10%, so that would leave us with, well, it's 10% of 3,000 calories is 300, so reduce that, so that gives us 2,700 calories, right? 2,700 calories per day. Pretty simple. Once again, probably can't see that very well, but if I move the camera and then try and put it back on, it's going to be probably tears. And this is an iPhone 7 that's balanced on this thing, so good chance I'm going to break it in this video. Anyway, obviously the goal isn't just weight loss, it's fat loss and it's creating the best body possible for you. Therefore protein is very important, just as lifting is in the gym. So I'm assuming that you've got lifting things sorted. So if we go to the pyramid that I shared with you the other day, this one here, at the bottom you'll find that adherence is the most important thing. Then you've obviously got the calories, macros, and then it goes up into like timing, meal timing, supplements, etc. at the top. So with that being said, let's manage calories and macros the best we can. So macros being protein is the most important. So we need to shoot for 1 gram, between 1 and 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. If you're someone who has quite a high body fat percentage, then you need to go for your lean body weight rather than 1 gram per pound of body weight. So for example, if your body fat percentage is 40% and you weigh 300 pounds, then I would say you need to take off that from your body weight. So that would bring you down to like 170, 180. That would be your number of grams of protein per day that you should aim for. Hope that kind of makes sense. But if you're someone who's relatively lean, aim for between 1 and 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. The leaner you are, the higher you want to go with protein. If you're someone who's carrying quite a lot of body fat, then you don't need to go as high with protein because that would be unnecessary and too much protein to actually have in your day. You don't need that much. It's based on your lean body mass, okay? So for example, like I've just said, 300 minus the 40%, that would be 150 plus 10%, like 180. I've got it right. Good maths from me. So that where we go. So this guy's 200 pounds, so his protein intake would be 200 grams, okay? Which is something that I've got in the corner here, which you won't be able to see, is how many calories per gram. So protein is 4 calories per gram, same as carbs for everything, right? And then fats is 9 calories per gram, alcohol is 7. So with that being said, that means 800 of your calories per day are coming from protein. 800 calories. Cool, happy with that? 1 gram per pound of body weight for Jim Bob, who is 200 pounds. So you've done 200 grams of protein per day. So, carbs and fats I'm hearing you asking. How do we establish these? So first we're going to go in and establish your fat intake. And I like to place it between 20 and 30% of your total calorie intake. So between 20% and 30%. So for the sake of today, what we'll do is we'll go in at 25%, so it's in the middle, okay? Which could be difficult for me to work out. So 25% of 2,700 calories, that would be 540 calories. No, am I getting that right? Yeah, so 540 calories would be 20%, wouldn't it? Let's go with that for now. Rather than me trying to work things out, because I should have bought a calculator. So 540 calories. And this is largely like person dependent. This is our fat. So then you would divide 540 by 9. So let's say for the sake of today, we divide it by 10, 54 grams, up it a little bit, 63 I think it would be. So then you've got 63 grams of fat. So, but this is hugely person dependent, right? So when I get a client, I say to them, look, do you like carbs? Are you a carb fan, or do you feel better off fats? What gives you better levels of satiety? What gives you better levels of energy? What do you feel best off? Like, what makes you feel better as a person, and what makes you perform better? Then that's what we go with. So, to be honest, protein is the main one. Then carbs and fats can be manipulated based on that individual. So that kind of makes sense. So with that being said, I keep saying that. Why do I keep saying that? You've now got the rest of your calories are going to come from carbohydrates. So 800 plus 540 gives you 1,340. You then minus that from 2,700, which is pretty much half, right? So we'll say with 1,360 calories coming from carbs, which is a pretty high carb diet, which for me would be fucking lovely because I like lots of carbs. But I also feel very full of high fat diet. So for me, I'd even out a little bit. But this is like something that you need to go away and try, and then you can make changes and manipulate, and then you can basically create the best diet for you that works, makes you feel good, and then the whole way through, you can change the foods that you eat and understand nutrition better to realise that you can do whatever the fuck you want. Just hit these numbers, and all of a sudden the body weight will come down, your body fat will come down, and your body composition will improve. That's why we do this, right? So 1,360 calories divided by 4 will give you your amount of carbohydrates in grams, which is going to be incredibly hard to figure out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off of the tripod now, show you the whiteboard a bit better, and then we're going to have a little chat with me to talk into my camera like I normally do. So there we have it, guys. 340 grams per day of carbs. That weird thing there is a C. Protein is 200, fats are 63. So if you're Jim Bob and you weigh 200 pounds, I've just sorted out your diet there, mate. 2,700 calories a day, 200 grams of protein, 63 fats, and 340 carbs. And then this is what you'll do from this moment on. And this was my camera tripod. Jesus, and that is mess on the floor that I need to tidy up. But this bedroom is going to be getting a makeover. Cleared all the shit out of it. Now I need to get it sorted. Yep, there is a lot of books in there and a lot of mess. And that is the whiteboard of dreams, where we make dreams fucking happen. So there you have it. Your starting point for macros. How to track calories, how to do it. All via MyFitnessPal. So put all that data I was giving you, or the data that works for you as an individual. So you've got your protein grams per pound, your calories between 14 and 16, or between 12 and 16 times your body weight. And then based on your output levels, if you're not very active, then go lower. If you're very active, go higher. Protein is between 0.8 and 1.2 grams per pound of body weight, depending on how lean you are. The leaner you are, the higher you'll go. Fats are at 20 to 30% of your total calories, and carbs are the rest. Go away. Whoever just rung me during this video, you're incredibly rude, but I don't even know who it was. It was an unknown number. So, yeah. Hopefully that gives you an insight into how to start tracking your calories and macros. Go away, make a start, and here's the things you need to do to make sure they're actually right for you. So 1, jump on the scales. 2, take photos. 3, get measurements. 4, start tracking your training and how you feel. Write shit down all the fucking time, and then every day from there, do the same thing. So yeah, it can become monotonous to weigh yourself every day. If you're obsessed with the scales, don't fucking do it, it's stupid. But you do need to get an idea of what your body weight is doing. So even if it's once a week, the advantage of weighing yourself daily versus once a week is it can give you an average. Our weight can go up and down based on several factors. So if you weigh in on a Monday only, you might find that on a Sunday or a Saturday or all weekend, you don't go for a fucking poo. Therefore, when you wake up Monday, your weight is going to be higher. Or you might find that you have extra sodium in your diet at the weekend, which everyone fucking does, right? Because we eat differently at the weekend. Therefore, your weight can go higher as a result of having a higher sodium intake. Therefore, if your weight is average throughout the week, because you're weighing yourself daily and not overthinking it, don't be a psycho with a scale, just look at it and take it as data and reflection. Do not let it dictate your mood, and then you can go off that average as for your weekly loss, and then you understand over 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what your average weight loss is going to be, okay? If you find you don't lose weight, then you'll realise that you're at maintenance calorie intake. Therefore, you need to reduce calories a little bit, and with carbs being so high in that approach, then to go from carbs at first, but only go with small amounts. Again, take away a few percent every now and then basically judge it on how you get on. That's how my clients get coached. It's based on feedback and how they'll check in with me every week and I'll read their feedback. So the things I've just told you are the things that they fucking send me. So go away, make your own fucking template, track your training, track your performance, track your strength, track how much fitter you're getting, as well as variables such as your weight, measurements, how you look and how you feel, take photos, and just go away and take action, guys. Like, be consistent. Like, I can guarantee you right now, if you start doing these numbers, you are going to find your body changes very fucking quickly. And if you're able to manipulate that data based on the images that you take and based on the number on the scales, like if you start dropping weight initially and you can keep dropping weight, don't change anything. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. If you see me making changes to my diet, it's because I have a time frame to work towards. Therefore, I've got to be X amount of body fat for, or I've got to look a certain way for a date because I'm competing. Whereas general life, like, be relaxed with it. Like, unless you've got a holiday or a time frame, just be consistent. If you have a day off your diet, or if you fall off your diet one day, get back on it the next. Like, it doesn't mean you need to go and reduce calories drastically the next day because you've overeaten one day. Like, it's a lifestyle. It's not a fucking strict plan. It's just a way of doing things that is incredibly fun and rewarding because you get great results from it, and you can eat however you want to eat, because that's the beauty of flexible dieting. So don't be this person who tracks macros but eats the same fucking food every day, because that isn't flexible dieting. That's you want a meal plan. Like, make the most of the fact you can be flexible. Go out for dinner. Go walk around the supermarket. Find different things to eat. Be creative in the kitchen. Have fun with it. Like, the more fun you have with your diet, the more chance you have of sticking to it. I can guarantee you that for a fact. Whereas if you lose weight, or if you follow a diet and approach to get you the result that you want, that is not enjoyable for you, I can guarantee the result that you get will not be sustainably kept, because you cannot keep to the diet you're following. And diet is more important than you fucking realise when it comes to getting in shape. So if you're battering it in the gym, you're not getting anywhere. This is why, because your diet sucks and you have to start becoming a master of the diet. The diet is the fucking game changer, okay? My training will not change pre-post show, like hardly at all, unless my goals change, whereas my diet does. That's what gets me lean. That's what gets my clients in great shape. That's what gets everything happening. The diet is what sorts things out. So if you take action on the things I've said in this video, then you're going to see exceptionally good results. If you have any questions on any of it or making it work for you, message me, comment below, hit like, hit the thumbs up button, email me, whatever. Like, I can help you with this. I want to help my audience. I want to grow my audience, and I want to help people who watch these videos, because you put yourself through 15, 16 minutes of watching me now, and hopefully you got something out of it. So yeah, this video's gonna go live. Have a great weekend, enjoy your bank holiday, and yeah, make a start on tracking your food and becoming a master of nutrition. And the minute you do that is the minute your results will be where you want them to be. So yeah, I'm out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.